Free business loan broker training A to Z, something I can get you in your hands if you don't have this, and much more. Hi, this is Michael. Welcome in. No further introduction. I do have to get back to a few things with a few clients. So I want to get through this as quickly as possible. But if you've seen me in the past, or perhaps you haven't, I've been a business loan broker slash agent for a very long time now. And I'm one that gets results. I'm not saying that to sound cocky at all. I'm not like that. I don't come from that. I'm a very educated person. I went to school, university, and so forth. And I'm not a natural quote unquote salesperson. And I don't even like to use the word sales, especially if it's used in the wrong context. But there's a time and a place for it. And so, what I've been able to build for many years, you'll be able to gather in this video a little bit of if you haven't heard me before. But I built a digital marketing agency, a lead generation business, those from scratch, affiliate marketing businesses in the health space, as well as in a few others in the affiliate space, helping others with software, different products and tools and so forth. And then to a few other ventures. I even did a hybrid with an e-commerce store for a little bit and then went back to the whole blog. And then a few others. And this is my primary focus as a business loan broker expert. And so what you see in this is a document I will be shortly navigating you through. But before I do that, I do want to clear the room for certain people out there who are getting information overload. Maybe there are other people who are giving you free training on all of this, or people are trying to get you into a $2,500, a $40,000 to $50,000 membership program. And I just want to say, you don't need all that. Honestly, you pay and you pay attention. I understand all of that. As an entrepreneur, business owner myself, I won't go down that rabbit hole and get into a lecture or a lesson on any of this, excuse me. But just know that if you pay attention. But you can do this without having to do that. And I'll navigate you that in a second, excuse me. That's my innate introverted personality showing up a little bit there. But just to clear this room, and I'm going to upload another video. So if you are watching this today, I have a video right now being uploaded that is still processing. And that video, I go into why I'm disappointed with the business loan broker space. It's not everything it's cut out to be that people think, oh, or I can get on a team and recruit people and I can earn from them. I think that's what I will rely on. And then they don't even focus on their own personal volume, or they do, but they just can't get clients. And they just hope somebody on their team will then be able to make money so they can make money. And not every other program you're associated with will have that. You shouldn't be dependent on that. I'm not, although I built a huge team, I'm not dependent on the people on them. How many of them in the space actually get commissions and funded? Not very many, whether they're doing it full-time or not. But again, just to clear this room and your expectations, is be careful who you learn from in this. And not everybody is giving you that clear picture. They're painting one that sounds so good. And I can do that very well. I can market that exceptionally. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to give you the amount of value that you need to understand that this space, it can be volatile. You'll have your ups and downs like others. It won't always be consistent. And I get a lot of lead flow, traffic flow from all different channels. And I'll get into some of these, what you can use. But if you are not careful about protecting your energy and time, and you get into this thinking, I'm just going to send out a flyer, send out a postcard, or go on foot traffic, and then, oh, I got 2 to 3 people who are responsive and I'm waiting for them to say something back. But you're just sitting and waiting on that, and you haven't done more. It can be a lot of volume. It can be a lot of stress, because I get volume, I get quantity and quality, and I get people who are not quality, and I have to build them up. They can't qualify, so then I have to put them in a personal funding program, and then to another personal funding program, and then a business funding if necessary, or they jump from here to there. But I have all services, and you shouldn't just be sitting on one. If someone tells you pick the product that just resonates, that's part of it. But I'll get into looking at it a little bit different. You have to think about, well, what's your end goal? And I'm not just saying how much money do you want to earn. That's one part. But what is the outcome for that business owner? Do you see their vision? Do you know what they need to use these funds for? So this field is completely different from the other ones. And I do things my way. And sometimes you have to have people conform to you instead of you conforming to them all the time. They have to meet you 80-20. So what you have to understand is it's not just I want to go and help businesses and these business owners and let's get them in there, and because I can say that, I can do that, but I don't say it, I do it. And the thing is, it's not all about the hoorah. It's more about the whole what are my strategies? What are my tactics? Not just demographics. What are the psychographics of the people, the target market I'm going after? Who are my dream customers? If I put it on a piece of paper and I put a stick figure because I can't draw myself, might be great at it, but above it, I can say the person's name or next to it, and I can say the age of it, the industry if I wanted to. I can say all of these things, but I have to focus more on how they think. What are their aspirations? What are their values? What are their beliefs? Because believe me, you'll have to reshape that. They come from the mindset of a 30-year home mortgage, a 30-year SBA. I don't know what the lowest interest rates. I want grants. I want free money, COVID relief, expenses. They're overflowing. They can't use the money for growth and expansion. And so you can't justify getting them a shorter term, but they can take less, but they don't want to take less and they can't get a term loan. Oh my. See, these are the things that I go through, but I do it very energy and time efficient. I don't get on calls with people every day. And if you're wondering, do I have to get on a call with people? No. Contrary to popular belief, there's a time and a place for it. And I might get into a little bit about my systems, and I'll leave more information of this down below. And if you want to get signed up as a broker/agent, where you need to begin first to move your way up, then I'll leave information down below. And don't be taken back and saying, oh, I don't want to sign up now. You want to hear this from someone, and hang around for a little bit. I'll get in the document in less than 30 seconds. It's 10:45 Pacific Standard Time here. But you want somebody like myself where I'm not aggressive, I'm not negative, but enough is enough in this industry. And I come from a good background, and I know how these other businesses work, and I have transmitted and iterated it into this one to a degree. I see all the similarities and differences, more differences than anything. But here I go, this is how we need to focus on this one person. This is the product that they most fit. Okay. But you are going to see this. Actually, let's go into it right now. I'm more of a person who likes to show you than tell you. So here, this document you can pick up after you get signed up under me. But I do want to keep your expectations at bay. The people who keep recruiting you, just in case you didn't know this, I'm not going to be that person who just come join my business loan broker program and just go. And I have content like that, but it's very informative, educational. I'm showing you things up front, other things people would charge you for, or at least expect you to join right away and then get it. But the thing is, you have to also question those people who are trying to teach you and train you. I always question this of others. I'm in the field every day and I do it effectively. I don't like having my energy and time wasted. I'm punctual and disciplined, if you haven't gathered that yet. But what I will not do is fall, not the word prey, but for these people who just are teaching. Maybe they are not in the field anymore, and I get it. They need to brush up. But what kind of results did they generate in their time? Or what are they generating now? I don't want to hear the talking head. I don't want to get to hear that. If you need a voice for a specific thing, put that person, hire somebody else, or get better at that thing. I don't want to hear from somebody who just created a huge brokerage and really doesn't know how to do this stuff in the actual field, but they have a different position, or they look at paperwork, but they don't do it on the front end. Because I'm not saying you are the grunt worker, or am I? Because at a point, this won't always be this way. Or likely me be transitioning to lending people money and doing other things, or just focusing on my digital marketing agency, affiliate marketing businesses if I needed to. And I always said this, the one thing that would cause me to leave the industry, and this is how you will think about it too, out of everything, you could have enough clients, you could have enough leads flowing, whatever it is, quality, not quality. The number one thing, I know this because I know the psychology. I funded my businesses as well as understanding how all this goes. The number one reason you would leave this industry is because of people. The same reason you got in it is why you leave it. Why? Well, for one, if you're not picking the right people to work with, yeah, it can cause a lot more problems and so forth, but it's the character of the person. So you can learn everything, but the number one thing you can't control, and it's unpredictable, is the person, the human. So whether you get to know them personally and in business to an extent, because I'm an introvert, I can't trust people easily for one. They have to earn my trust. I have to earn their trust. but you have to peel me back like an onion, that same layer 3, 4, 5 times. But at the same time, loyalty can be broken within a second, a millisecond, especially if it's not the right service or you didn't build something up correctly. You didn't deliver the right message in the right way. But the problem is the person. At my point in my career, it's not me. What did I ask? What did I do to deserve that? I didn't get a response. When I did get a response, they were not saying it correctly, or they were just foolish in the way they said it. And so you can walk the person to the lake and see if they're going to jump in or not, and then you follow up with them accordingly. You don't want to chase people and have them put you in an uncomfortable position now where you're not growing. You got to be in a uncomfortable position, to grow, not to be in a position where it's against your morals, your values, and what you accept. So at that point, the person is uncontrollable, is unpredictable. You can bring them even into an application and still it goes sideways unless they really do trust what they're going through in you, which I build that with people. But at the same time, even those, they get sidetracked. Oh, squirrel, new emails from new lenders, and they're getting bombarded by a lot. Usually is what happens, even if they've never applied for funding. And it's not myself, but somebody else may have pulled that information from the credit bureaus and so forth, and have been contacting them, syndication leads and more. There's a lot more for you to learn if you haven't. But let's go back into this document. Again, that's just clearing some of the room, and I'm going to do that a little bit more too. So I go into an introduction here. Taking massive action is most important, and don't complain that you're not getting results. If you have not, you can do it partial time, but at the same time, what are you doing? That's the question. Are you just standing there and looking pretty? Are you just sending 1 or 2 things? You only connected with 5 people, and because they didn't do anything, that's the reason why you want to quit. The first few subtopics of this document will go over crucial details like your expectations, reality checks, and key success factors. So please don't skip it, okay? Unless you're not taking this serious. So there's a few things. Quick reality check, as I just went into right now. Cleaning house. Listen, if you don't do any of the work and you expect to get handed results and commissions and other successes, you might as well not even read this document and just go away. There is no such thing as a get rich quick, a push button solution, and putting no effort in. I've learned this one the hard way. And I'm not aggression. I'm not aggressive, discretion, or negative at all. This is me, my tonality coming up, because I would need you to understand that this is serious. And you're getting those other videos out there who like, oh, it sounds good. I've come from the mortgage space, or you've never had any experience in this. Maybe you're a real estate investor, or you are a real estate agent, or you're in the financial, you're a chemist. I always wanted to become one. I got into chemical engineering in college and so forth and did other things. But whatever that background is, you can't always teach effort and attitude. That's something that is innate. That's something that is an instinct. Yes, it can be nurtured and so forth, and brought out even better, but you have to have that. You got to build that as well. There's ways to build it too. But this is it. There's no such thing as a get rich. We said that. This goes for any venture online, such as a home-based business and any other, is what it is. So put in the time and work. Work harder and smarter to then work smarter at the end. Reverse engineer your results by focusing on these behaviors first. Focus on the who, which is your identity, the why, which is why you're doing this in the first place, external and internal desires. Then the how, which is developing your system, such as your habits, routines, business automation. Then the what, which are the results. Did you hear that? So here, who are you? Who do you identify as? I am. That's what you say. I am a business loan broker. I am an agent. I am trustworthy. I am going to get this done. Boom. Which is your identity. You define yourself in multiple ways. Don't just restrict yourself to one identity, because things change. The why. Why are you doing this? I want to know internally, why do you want to do this? It's not about the money. What more deeply is it than the how? Because that'll carry you. The why will carry you even deeper, even when you're having tough times. I'm literally handing you the keys to like a very expensive luxury vehicle for you to succeed, be accountable, and responsible for all you do. One thing I do want to mention, if you're asking about strategies, I'll get to that in a second. I mean, I don't like getting on calls with people. You don't have to do that. I didn't say that already. I have systems where it may take a minute or two sometimes with somebody over a call to clarify something, because I do things different. I don't always get somebody in an initial call. I'm not going to call 20 people, 30 people a day. Are you crazy? Cold calling them and telemarketing. And no, that's nuts. There's people who have that personality or extroverted personality, or maybe they don't, but they've learned the skills. But I'm not putting myself in that position. I didn't just do all this to get into a position where I'm telemarketing. And I have nothing wrong or bad to say against people who do that. They might be people who are cold calling or telemarketing, but they've hired other people to do it. But does the person who hired the people to do it actually know how to do the work themselves? They may not even have enough experience. They just said, I have a business. I want to hire a digital marketing agency or a telemarketing business to do this. Yeah, but you have to also understand this. That's why I built such a huge reputation personally and in a brand business, a brand recognition. And I do all services, retail, real estate to business, real estate investors to business financing, and much more. So back to this. That means thoroughly take your time and go through the strategies and tactics before you think about reaching and look inside. Every one of these bits of words and content, guys, that's my stuff. Reaching out and look inside the DAC Facebook group, or if you're with another association, you don't have to be just strictly with them, where you can search for any problem you have, the search bar, etc. Just clearing room there. Side note, I say this wholeheartedly and not to be mean or anything, but the truth is it's not my fault if you fail. It's usually the person you're looking at in the mirror. So change your actions. It's better you hear this from me and now before. I'm doing this for your own good. Trust me. I'm the oldest brother of two of us, and I just have to step in and be that big brother. So here ensuring you're on the path to what you need in your own greatness, okay? I won't waste any more time, so let's really get started. Your money goals. I give you an introduction here on making sure you put that. So I won't go through all that right now. 5 factors to your success. So first off, you have to get laser targeted on your market. You can be general as well, but have you heard of a jack of all trades but master of none? The rules apply with this company, with any company that I'm mentioning, not only with strictly one. There's multiple that I'm associated with, a lot of lenders out there. So you can speak your audience's language. You can speak to their problems, pain points, questions, roadblocks. What are the outcomes, results? You know what service or services they need. You know what market average loan value is. You'll know your lifetime value of a customer. You don't always have to know the market average loan value, but in terms of statistically getting approved and what the market is speaking to in that industry, you'll know the lifetime value of a customer specifically when you're trying to get them into another service. Maybe you get them a term loan, a bank loan, or a bank term loan online. And then after that, they go into an SBA loan. They can refinance and do more and much more. In the beginning, you might feel like you should go broad. So you start targeting dentists, chiropractors, then a real estate investor, next a salon, etc. And then you have a list of these with some of the methods I'm going to show you below to stick to one market and focus on it and get best at it. So you don't have to necessarily always just have that one and get too granular if it doesn't work, or if it's just too granular where there's not enough of an audience to work with. But understand that niche and go, okay, if I'm in the trucking, let's say you're in the trucking business, well, what does a trucker need in the early stages? What do they need in the middle and the end? They are a higher revenue generating business. What kind of problems would they have before they've even transmitted them to you and communicated that? What problems do you think they would have? And you can use a questionnaire to sum this up too, and they can give you more. But these are things that you have to understand, the problems, the pain points. Well, if a beginning company only has one truck, they're just getting started, and they need insurance, they need to pay $2,500, $3,000, whatever the amount is, and they need to get people in those trucks. Okay. And then they need to open up a warehouse or do whatever that is, and they need this amount. Is it realistic to get them that, or do they need to start with a little bit? So you're going to see these reoccurring patterns as an agent slash broker. So here, pick the product. Oh, here, let me move up here. So think of these 5 ingredients I'm going to show you. It's like baking a cake. If you don't add the eggs, it will fall apart. If there is no flour, it will not rise. You need a basic foundation. So from the top, let's take it down. Let's break it piece by piece backwards. Pick a product. In this case, it will be business capital, or it can be some of the other services. It can be anything. It doesn't have to be with a specific group, although I named some here, or one of them. You can get anything else. Startup funding. Are you focused on, there's the funding value ladder. There's the startup. Are you helping people put their LLC together or forming whatever entity they need, a business address, business note, phone number? I do all of that, by the way, if you need help with. But you can have these programs set in place if they don't already have it. And then from there, then you get them into vendor credit, building their business credit, if that's of use. And it will be usually vendor credit, building out their business credit profile. And then you have business credit cards. Can they get business credit cards? You can get them at 0% interest for 6 to 18 months. Complete startup, no doc program. If it's not 0%, do they have fair credit? Can they just use their personal credit and get more personal credit cards in the meantime? Then we can qualify them for a personal term loan, installment loan, personal lines of credit. The list goes on. And then after that, Are you differentiating their personal and business to that point? And then after that, then you have the revenue-based financing, where you're then giving them based on bank statements, no collateral, not usually tax returns unless they're getting over 150,000. See, these are the things you need to know, and you'll grow. You don't have to know it all at once in one day. But as you evolve, especially as you experience these things, you'll really find the problems that these business owners are having. And I've funded all businesses usually regularly too. And if there's something new that comes up, I'll be there to help. And it presents itself to me. I'm the one being hunted, not the hunter, having to go after people, chasing people down. And so what happens is you have to know those products, revenue-based, non-collateralized. There's collateralized down below, personal term loans, uncollateralized. We can work on that. Revenue-based, okay, non-collateralized. Right after that, above it, you have collateral-based, inventory, account receivable, financing, a few other services. And then you have above it, FDIC banks, online banks, bank lines of credit, term loans, etc. Collateralized, non-collateralized. We can work on online, non-collateralized, especially others. And then you have the SBA loans at the very top, which is where people want to get to. Everybody has a different goal and outcome, though. You have to realize that. Reverse engineer. If they can't get an SBA loan, where are they in the pyramid? Or I don't like to use the word pyramid. Where are they in that funding value ladder? And where can they move up? These are things you have to get in tune, and you'll learn about them. Real estate investors, where are they? What product for them? Fix and flips, foreign nationals, commercial property. I funded all of these just in case you were wondering. And I know those problems. People wanting land, they already have the land, they're getting an acquisition. There's a lot of things here. So pick a niche too. So you have the product, and you could look at it a little bit different, but this is the way I would look at it too. I would even pick a character, but let's start with pick a product, because the character, the psychographics is going to matter of a client. So pick a product. In this case, it could be whatever you wanted it to be. I just mentioned a few things. Pick a niche or a sub niche, or you can go general at first, get your message out, but get targeted and understand those industries and what pain points, problems, etc. So pick a niche, know that you have your products, then figure out what industry or your niche will best fit that, meaning who is likely to need this product, cash advance, not even a traditional merchant cash advance, a hybrid. Well, okay, those fit more for retail restaurants because they're consistently depositing every day. How about that construction business who's as a subcontractor, or they get money in, but they have to pay 50% of what they get right away back to somebody else. And then a trucking business, they don't deposit every single day, only once at the end of the week, bi-week, at the end of the month. So is it affordable for them to get taken out daily, but is that their only option and they're willing to do it? Is there something else more affordable because they have stronger credit, cash flow, collateral? You're going through those three things in your arsenal. Do they have credit? Do they have the cash flow, collateral? Do they have one of the three, two, or all three? Those are the main focuses. If they don't have any of them, then is it vendor credit? We have to start off with vendor credit at the very initial point, building out the structure, their business plan, helping them with that. Boom, 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 whatever it is, startup, non-startup, credit, cash flow, collateral. You're going to uncover those from them, and you're going to be putting them in buckets to understand which is their best product and service. And so back to this, pick that niche. So I can say, hey, I'm going to focus on, let's do a 12 to 24 month term loan product or an advanced product. Let's just keep it very simple, as what a lot of people start doing is the revenue-based hybrid advanced term loan product, maybe not a traditional merchant cash advance based on future receivables. And that's what we're looking at when we're looking at advances. So pick a niche. Okay, so who would fit that mold? Let's go with the restaurant. Okay, great. What type of restaurant is it? Is it a Mexican restaurant, Indian restaurant, Mediterranean, American, hamburgers? It doesn't have to be that narrow, but understand if you're focusing on restaurants, what are the pain points? What do they need? A gazebo. They need extra patio space. They need to open up a new place. They have a lease. They're getting a new building, etc. What are they using the funds for? They have carts as well. They're looking to get into an actual building. So know all of these problems and then see what would actually be best suited. Research your audience. Where are they congregating? So I can put here, research where your audience is congregating. Next, you'll want to dial in on the veins of where your niche audience hangs out so you can plug yourself in and enter conversation or conversations happening there. So it's not just to say, hey, I got a group of people, or I think, or I don't, but you're getting them into where are they? Where can you go get these people? Yeah, they're at the restaurant. Where else would they be, Michael? But are they? If they are, okay, but where are you doing this? Are you going on foot? If you're doing it online, where do you think people who have a restaurant are hanging out? Facebook groups? Are they on your profile? Are they on Alignable, LinkedIn? Very likely are, and I have strategies for that. Where are they? Are you cold emailing them? I wouldn't cold call them myself. You can, but test and make sure you're going right with the cold call, telemarketing laws, etc. I won't get into all that right now, but making sure you're doing it correctly. Where are they congregating? Next dial in on the veins where they are. Connect and build that rapport, personal and in business. And I don't say you have to build a huge personal connection with, especially as an introvert myself. I know that and how I can trust people. But once you identify where your group is, it's time to make meaningful connections and build those relationships. You can do this by commenting on posts, using scripts, etc. Send your information. If not this group, it's another one. It's another direct lender. It's a direct lender. It's an indirect lender. Where are you sending them to? After you've connected, fulfilled by referring the people over or sending them the application, collecting the documentation, or however it needs to be collected, and how are you doing it, etc. So here it is. I'm not going to get too much into all this part, but cold traffic, warm traffic, hot traffic. And I labeled that as hot people, warm people, cold people, and you'll learn more about the different temperatures of where people are coming from. And you have to understand, are they problem aware, solution aware, desire aware? What are they trying to do? They don't know anything. They're just trying to search for business loans. And let's say, for example, they're typing in Google business loans. Okay. They don't know exactly the service. They just know they have a problem and need funding for, but they don't know the exact solution. So you're navigating them and going through this problems that they have first and saying, hey, here are 5 problems, why this? And then here is how you match the service to them. You figure out their problems, uncover them, and you base that also on the product. Like if you uncover those problems, okay, this is the best suited product and service for them. So you're uncovering those challenges and everything you're going through. So back here, funding, quick reference, and if it's a specific program, you'll get that. Different ways of marketing. Warm market, you want to start off with your friends and families. Friends, if you have multiple, of course, but if you want to start off with your friends, family, coworkers, employees, anybody that can refer you to others, you can connect with them, maybe an accountant, a real estate investor friend. Start there. Hey, I have this new business and you shared it with them, and I was hoping if you'd like to team up, perhaps you can send some people over. Or if you're yourself looking for funding, I'm willing to help you and get compensated for. And this is what I break down, and this is how it will look like. And then down here, bonus content I have, 4-step system you can view that generates thousands or hundreds per day, thousands per month, etc. from me and what I've been able to prove that works. Way number 2, local lead generation, in person, Chamber of Commerce, banks help, other associations, and going in person, building the rapport. I've done this stuff myself. Networking events. I'm not really huge on all this. This is not my thing, but you can go to them. Local Chamber of Commerce, of course, like I said, I've done network events. It's just not my thing. Yeah, I'm introverted. Let's unite. But even if you are, it's like it is a time and a place for it. Banking institutions, brick and mortar, as I said, you can go in. I can show you those tactics there. Newspaper advertising, more old school, but you got to look at old school meets new school these days too. Way number 4, Google cold emailing. And I'll show you the specific strategies on how I do all that. You don't have to buy into a CRM. You don't have to buy some expensive software for all that. You can move into it over time as you're growing and you're serious about this and you're actually doing it, getting clients funded. And so here, Fiverr, and then I have Google blogging, which I have a lot of, website forwarding, and then you have Google Ads and so much more. I can go on and on, but this list is there and I have all the strategies and it's always getting updated. So I won't go through all of it. I just gave you guys a quick sneak peek into that. I'll try to leave more information down below. I won't leave this document unless you are already a partner and you're already associated with me or there's some other way. But I'll leave down below in the description. I just want to round up this video because I do need to get back to things on clients. But keep this forward because this industry can break you down easily. I know it. I've seen it, done it time and time again. I've been there. But if you don't have this fortitude and the mentality of it, what I want to say, and the right self-development of it and safeguarding this and being stronger up here, there'll be a lot of those moments where I don't know if I can pick myself up. And for me, it's like I still have those where I go down. Some cases, the client doesn't get funded, or why did this take so long? Or they just backed out and it's like not my fault. I did everything I needed to, and it's frustrating at times. But I know not to get stressed out. I know not to get frustrated. It's time to move on to the next one. And it's just a quick, okay, rebound. And then there's times where you will feel like it's more than that. And it just keeps accumulating because you haven't been able to fund somebody. But how many people have you actually spoken to? And I'm not always saying you have to speak to them in person or on a phone call necessarily, but how many times have you been doing this and are you doing it correctly? And after that time, if you don't, you got to test it out for like 6 months and above to really know. I wouldn't even say 6 months. I would say at least a year and above to really know. In your first year, it's going to be a huge learning curve and experience, and you may not get as much people funded, or you will because you're at it and you have clients already and you just want to get them funded. You have a Rolodex of it, or you know how to go out there and market yourself. And it's huge. You got to learn how to market yourself too. It's most important, whether you're online, internet marketing, or offline. I have the two. So it's very versatile. Learn these skills, and I'm going to show you them in this document, and I'm going to go through those with you. But don't give up and be energy and time effective at this, and you'll see those results. You'll see the results in yourself first before you even start seeing the results in other people a lot. You'll start figuring it out. You'll start to say, okay, this is not who I want to work with. Never again. That this is not the right industry. Okay, I see the down market on this. I see that I have to pivot to this product because of things with banks where this is happening, where I'm now focused on startups. Boom, who of this nature, I'm going to get them into credit repair. I'm going to do all this. Boom, 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 boom. And it's building over time. And now you have money you can put into another business, or put it back into another business, or in this business, and you're evolving, and now you have more time for that and so forth. So that is everything from me. Look down below in the description for some extra resources and video content and how you can market yourself and do a few things there, but everybody can learn it. Just keep an open mind that it's not easy. It's simple. They're not the two the same. But if you are repetitive at this and you put the energy and time in, you'll get something out of it. Maybe it won't happen too soon. You'll probably have some breakdowns, or you have people who just, I don't know what they're doing. They're unresponsive, unpredictable, and so forth. But you really see it over time if this is something that you want to mold into. And it's not always your fault, because I get volume, I get quantity and quality. It's just a lot of these people are not serious, or they just are very unpredictable, or they say something, or it's like, okay, they backed out of something, or they are serious, but it took forever. And you're just going to figure out all this energy and time you're putting into it may or may not be worth it. So that is everything for now. Appreciate you for tuning in. I'll leave, again, information down below, and I will talk to you on the next one.